And then he said there's this caveat, there's this exclusion there, where it's God deciding the things that are impossible for men to understand, God can understand. So, yes, kings can be kind, and they have been in history, and when they are, the people rejoice, okay, and they're much happier. And when the kings are cruel, the people lament. Okay, right now we've had just a spasm, a flurry of we've been bombarded with bad kings for so long, and the ones that were good were ineffectual because they got run roughshod over about by the other powers that be. They didn't understand they weren't the grand puppeteer. There were grander puppeteers than the POTUS. Okay, there's the Federal Reserve Chairman. Okay, that's one of them. Alan Greenspan made no bones about it. He didn't mince words when he said no. Nothing the Federal Reserve does can be superseded, right? So that was a giveaway right there. What JFK tried to do was taboo. That was the mortal sin that he committed, was trying to extinguish, to nullify the Federal Reserve Bank. He was already circulating currency to supplant the Federal Reserve notes, these silver certificates, okay? Everybody knows, but yet everybody's stupid. How many people actually know that? I've educated many people because I think it's so fascinating. Wow, cui bono. That does make a lot of sense. I mean, we all know you can hire a hitman. I mean, we know what vast satanic power in the money printing press, this operation. I mean, so the idea that they wouldn't kill somebody, give me a break. I mean, come on. I'm not saying Janet Yellen did it or Alan Greenspan did it. I don't know who the hell did it. A hitman did it. Okay, somebody paid for it. There was a lot of money involved, infinite amounts of money involved. Okay, so yeah, that's who's running the world. Those are the grand puppeteers. They create the monetary policy, and the last thing they want is this debt to start getting paid off. What, you're going to render me irrelevant? Oh no, not when I'm just growing. Don't muzzle the ox while it's threshing. I'm just feeding here. I'm just getting started, right? And it's just, it's a monster. It's a beast. That's what we have. This capitalist system has led to this beast system. They're already ready to go to a cashless society. They got their RFID chips ready, the mark of the beast. Lest you can't buy or sell, it's already an advantage to have this damn chip. And that's the way they're going to sell it. That you're just going to be disadvantaged if you don't get one. You got to get with the program, man. So all those that were first in line, that were willing to get the chip, they're going to get all the perks and the priority. They're going up the ladder quicker because they jumped on the bandwagon right away, right? So the others are discriminated against. Those are the ones that don't have the mark of the beast. But it's not going to work. If you read the story, you know this does not end well. You're not going to succeed, evildoers. Your fruits are rotten. They stink to high heaven. Step up for your share from the vat of vomit that I'm going to dump personally on your head. Okay, then you meet your maker. Then you face judgment day. Okay, the day of reconciliation, of accountability here, the day of reckoning. That's what you have to face. And I'm your friend. To dump a vat of vomit, it's a lot better than what he's going to tell you. Oh, you got to go down there and live with the hypocrites and the gnashing of the teeth and all that. And it's not going to be those that just missed the mark and ended up in hell that are going to rule over you. No, it's the worst types that are going to rule over you, just the same way it is here. Same paradigm, as above, so below, right? We've had evil people ruling it. So if you don't want to go to hell, I'm your best friend. I'm warning you. I'm telling all of you in the mainstream media, all of you in high government political positions, all of you in the money printing copyright operation out there, all you Bilderberger types, all you elitists, all you human cause weather change alarmists, all of you people working in the system that understand, look, if we solve the problems, I'm out of a job. All you working in the military industrial business, like Eisenhower pointed out, okay, that are evil, that would dare start a war to make yourselves relevant, to make profit for your shareholders, okay, those that are going to be paying your pension, okay, it's not, I understand these things, and they're evil, okay, all you in the criminal industrial complex that make a buck off the crime, okay, I see you, all of you, okay, and you need to get ready for big changes. That's why I'm your best friend. I'm everybody's best friend. That's not only my choice, I need to do it. That's a person I need to be to survive, to cope. I cannot go out into the world and imagine that I can't make friends with the most evil person, okay? That I can't cast the demons out of them in some roundabout way that God has empowered me to do, okay? Just by having a conversation, and they'll squirm away. They'll say, look, I'm going to confront you on this, you know. Are you a deceiver? You sure? Because I don't think you're that stupid. I think you know 2 + 2 = 4, okay? Because that's how simple the truths I will run by them are when it comes to talking about economic matters. How right I know that I am about that 2008 bailout, and how over 90% of the American people understood that too. They understood intuitively, instinctively, that capitalism required that these people fell on their faces for acting recklessly, lending recklessly, and loaning out exorbitant amounts, okay, recklessly. That's what they did, okay? They needed to fall on their faces and bust out their teeth, okay, metaphorically speaking. We all knew that. We needed an economic reset, a market reset. That's what that is. It's a market correction. So you would have seen housing prices plummet. And so people say, well, that would have hurt me because I was a homeowner and all. I'm thinking, don't they understand? Look, it enables you to buy 2 houses instead of 1, or 3 houses instead of 2. Okay, so there's a lot of ways to look at this thing that aren't automatically negative. The way that they're going right now is a pyramid scheme. It's just a way to rip people off, steal the wealth of the nation from right out from under people's noses. But we've got to understand what the hell's going on here and what it's required to change this thing. It's got to be we the people that have the oversight, the accountability over the monetary policy. And it's not difficult for us to understand, but this ongoing debt, this needs to change. We can't do it. We can't do it because it's destroying the worth of our currency. This is all part of it. I mean, whose back does it fall on? It always falls on the poor the hardest, the working poor, the working class, the blue collar. Always, invariably, it makes their lives harder, and they're the weakest links in the chain, and so they snap constantly, and they wind up they're homeless, living in a shelter under a bridge, because they're the closest. They're the ones that are pushed through the meat grinder. Okay, they're there. They're at the base of the pyramid. They're the ones being crushed by the weight of the world, by the madness, by the deliberate madness. Okay, that's going on in the economic system. So they're creating the poverty. So John Rappaport, you know, this minimum guaranteed income, and Ted Nugent speaking out about giving people stuff. Well, then screw the people in Houston. What is that? Is that a liberal policy? Isn't that a liberal, generous? Well, why? We've got to be charitable. And why? But we're letting the chronically homeless die out on the streets every day? I mean, I get it both ways. I'm going to be out there rescuing people. But you're taking my money as a taxpayer to give to the Houstonians who were more well-heeled than I am, perhaps. Or in Florida for Irma, and we're going into debt. So do you see my point of view? Why he's being hyper-liberal there? So Ted Nugent's right. Don't help anybody. Don't give anybody anything. John Rapper, you're right. Don't give it to anybody. But if you're going to decide you're the boss of who gets what, okay, and you're not putting your foot down on those that are stealing the wealth of our nation from right out from under our nose for generations to come, for God knows how long, if these people get away with their plan. No, focus on those causing the dead bodies, causing the problems in society. Stop looking at the excruciating minutia, the poor people, the welfare recipients, and all this. Don't you understand? This is being created. Alex Jones knows this. He knows all about the Cloward and Piven strategy. So educate these people like Ted Nugent and John Rappaport. Alex, come on, for crying out loud. Let's get together here. Okay, let's get on the same page. Let's get real. Let's get down to brass tacks. Let's just be honest. Let's just be honest and fix the damn problems and understand that it'd be fiscally prudent, fiscally conservative. Do you understand? I want you to have lower taxes. I'm all for lower taxes. Let's get honest. Let's get real. Okay? Let's fix the problem at its source, where we're hemorrhaging the collective body of humanity, of Americans. We're hemorrhaging out. They're dying out on the streets with this chronic, extreme, desperate poverty. This drives the crime. This drives the dubious wars. This drives the abortions. This drives the broken homes. This drives the prostitution. This drives the debt. This drives the vices and the drugs and the alcoholism. This drives all the problems in society.